Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
A couple of guests with us here in the studio. Should we say your full name or just the name of the project? I forgot to ask how to introduce you.
You can just say the name of the project, I guess, because
Are you trying
it kind of is an individual thing with like people coming in helping me. So,
yes.
Yeah, but my name's Shane. I play in a project called ChokingGames.
And it's one word, correct?
Yeah.
One word, but both the C and the G are capitalized.
Yeah, like those old MySpace bands, kind of.
Yes, yes. I remember MySpace.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yes, yes. Well, welcome, Shane. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It means a lot.
Absolutely. And returning to the show, Mr. Liam Lynch is here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, Matt?
Very well. Of course, you were just here recently with your band, Let Us Not Forget.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. And you're back today with Shane, and but you're going to be involved in this project in the future?
Yeah, I do help out with recording. We record together.
Oh, you record
He
together.
does all the hard stuff as in like the vocals and all that stuff, but we sit down and mix everything together.
Oh, very good, very good. Now, and do you do that at the same place that all the Let Us Not Forget materials recorded?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Same microphone and everything.
Excellent. Okay. So, all right. So, Shane, tell us about. We'll play something in a moment, but tell us a little bit about the project, ChokingGames.
Well, it's something I kind of wanted to do for a while. I had a project that was just me called Shane Slaughter for about 6 years. It started when I was like 13 or 14. And I played like a million shows with that and kind of beat it to death. And I just wanted to start something new. And originally I had like a couple band members. Like I had a person who was going to DJ for me, and then I had a guitarist. The guitarist quit, but he had a legitimate reason. He was working like 60 hours.
Oh, okay.
And he had another band. And then the DJ just quit because she wanted to do dubstep, but that's not a big deal. I mean,
yeah.
I hope the best for her career.
Sure.
So it's kind of solo now until like Liam can play some shows with me when he has the chance. And because I'm doing it solo, I guess made the intensity like 40 times more.
Right.
As intense as possible.
Really? Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah, just because if I'm doing it by myself, I might as well just go as hard as possible.
Go big or go home.
Because nobody's like gonna tell me I can't because I don't have any other members that are gonna.
That's true.
I guess offset my opinion.
That's a good way to look at it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's. So we'll play something. We'll go ahead and open with this first track called "Worthless." And is there anything you want us to know about this before we play it?
I literally just recorded this a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Oh. And what was it, like last Wednesday?
Yep.
And then I released it the next day. And it's a song I was working on for, I would say, like 3 months. And there's a lot to get into with the lyrics. I don't want to take up too much time with that. But it's out right now on YouTube, and it's going to be on Spotify this weekend, and like iTunes and all that stuff. So
excellent.
Yeah, it's just a really intense song.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's take a listen to this. So this is Worthless, and as Shane was saying, this is brand new from his project ChokingGames. Is this the first time this is being heard on the radio?
Oh yeah, first time any of my songs are.
We like the world premieres here on.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Very good. All right, so here it is. This is Worthless from ChokingGames.
We'll
All right, that is called Worthless. That is Choking Games. And Shane, I don't know what you were saying during that song, but whatever it was, it sounds like you meant it.
Thanks. Hopefully.
So what is it? So you mentioned the lyrics earlier. You could talk a little bit about what's going on with the lyrics there.
I started writing this song probably like a little bit before, but I started becoming sober off alcohol like a month ago.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you. I had like a really bad problem, and it was just kind of everything like that I was feeling at the time. I like put into like the lyrics and all that stuff because I was in a lot of pain for a little bit.
Yeah,
but I'm fine now. Nobody needs to clap for me because I shouldn't have been in that place anyways. So, and then there's a couple lyrics that go into like some more political stuff. And then there's also like one line about like the music scene and how I feel like I've been taken like as a joke for a couple of years, even though I'm like playing like pretty cool shows and like working my hardest. And I nobody owes me anything. Like no one's gonna hand you anything. But yeah, that's what the majority of the song means.
Okay,
it's a couple different meanings. But
yeah. Now, when you say so, I'm curious about this. So when you say you felt like you'd been taken as a joke, like what do you mean? Like people just not responding to, because like you yourself pointed out, you know, you've accomplished a lot, like especially, you know, with your previous project as Shane Slaughter, you know, at a young age you were, you know, playing with all these other artists and having some success. I mean,
well, I mean, when I started Shane Slaughter, I didn't know what I was doing really, and like even when it came to music, I was just kind of doing it because I didn't just want to be a music fan anymore. I wanted to make music, and I was tired of waiting for a band to happen.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and when I started, my music was just god-awful. Like, I hope nobody finds those songs anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, they're really bad. Like, the worst thing you could think of, that's what Shane Slaughter early music used to sound like. But as I became older, I started producing more for myself and learning how to, like, scream or rap or whatever and learn how to be a front man more. And I feel like I really evolved into something that was completely, like, not me when I was 14, but people still acted like that and kind of made jokes to me. And I, like, it didn't happen often, but I had, like, shows where people, like, kind of, what's the word for when, Heckle, yeah. Well, it would heckle me.
Yeah.
And I'm not the nicest when I get heckled. And
really?
yeah, and it was also other things because I was always able to get on like bigger shows, like with Andrew WK, with like rappers like Cupcake.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, you obviously had some success with it.
I always really wanted to be like heavily involved in like the local scene.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was going to like local shows, but nobody would put me on shows. And I was like, why? And it was just because they thought of me as, I guess, like a joke.
Yeah.
So, but like now with this new project, it's kind of just like that's what I meant when I'm talking about like the local scene was kind of thinking of me as a joke.
But that's an interesting position to be in because that's unique. Like on the one hand, you're able to get onto these bigger shows, and yet you're having trouble getting on shows in the local scene. You know, that's kind of, I mean, it's a good problem to have in a certain sense. I mean, obviously you want to get on those local shows, but to be getting on those bigger shows, I mean, that's That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean, it was always cool being able to play with, even if it was like a national artist and there wasn't a lot of people there. I would still always try to kill it. But I always wanted to be a part of like I guess like a family of like a bunch of different like bands that were like close to each other. I was never like a band, but I mean, I have a couple of like friends that are like that in the local scene, like individuals, but when it came to just like the local scene as a whole, like there would be like all these like cool local shows going on with all these like local artists, and they would just like, and I would never get put on shows.
Yeah.
So that was kind of, it was like a little bit upsetting, and then at the same time, it was like, I get to play at like these cool venues though. So
yeah. Now, so how did that music differ from what you're doing now?
Well, when I started, it was kind of like I guess like kind of like a MySpace core band. It was really cringy. And then I started doing like EDM stuff, and I noticed that I didn't like the scene. I should have changed my name a long time ago. But then I started rapping again like about a year or two ago, and it was kind of similar to this, but I don't think I had honed it like I have on like these 2 songs I've recorded.
Yeah.
I don't think I was very good at rapping at first when I got back into it. And now I feel like, I guess it's like a full-fledged version, like a better version of what Shane Slaughter was.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, the EDM scene, and you didn't like the scene. What can you expand on that?
I just sound like a grumpy old man on here. But,
no, that's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. When I really liked the music when I was younger of EDM.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the shows. I didn't like that people went there, and if there was a performance or like lights and like nobody was like paying attention to the stage. It was all in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I mean, in certain sense, like that's fine. Like when people are moshing, like they're like looking like in the pit. But when it came to EDM, I was always trying to do a performance, and people just could not care less.
Okay.
Like I'd be DJing, but I'd be up front like yelling stuff and trying to get the crowd going, like I do like on these shows.
Yeah.
But like they just like they didn't care. They just wanted to like dance and be on drugs in the crowd.
Right.
Which I mean is fine, but for me when I go to shows, like I want like an intimate, engaging performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not what I was getting out of the EDM scene.
Yeah. How many of those kinds of shows did you do?
I did a lot actually with doing like EDM, but opening for like metal artists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is weird. And I did a couple shows. I did a show with Midas, who is a pretty decent DJ. Oh, not that Midas.
Oh, a different Midas.
Mitas,
Oh.
not D. Yeah, and then I did another one with I think like the last EDM show I did was like when I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I opened for Pretty Lights at in Guilford.
Yep.
And
at Meadowbrook?
Yeah. And the kids did not like me. Especially
really?
I had to do an after party performance. Like they kind of made me do an after party performance, and they were like, you shouldn't do the same set. So I was just like throwing songs together, and it was just awful. And
oh, really?
Like, yeah, maybe I should just go back to the hardcore scene.
Yeah. But you were on the main stage opening for?
No, I was on the Magic Hat.
Did you play with? Oh, no, I can't remember the name of the project. Do you remember who else was there?
It was
Pretty Lights.
There was 2 days. I played the one. There was a day with Twiddle, like that jam band.
Okay.
And then there was another day with. Oh God, I can't remember who played. Like Jade Sincata.
Okay,
and,
that's not who I'm thinking
Jaws,
of. Then.
I think played.
Okay.
And like this girl Maddie O'Neill, who's actually pretty sick. She's like a hip hop producer.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So then, was it transitioning from that into what you're doing now, or?
Yeah, I think I kind of stopped for about 6 months, and then I started rapping under the name Shane Slaughter, and I did that from like January last year to about a couple months ago this year, and then I was just working on ChokingGames stuff on the side. I didn't know if I was going to change my name to this or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Was that a hard decision?
Yeah, it was, because it was kind of like everybody that like all my connections I had, it wasn't really like I didn't care about the name, but it was just like if people wanted to hit me up for a show or something,
right,
they wouldn't know like that was me anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or like if just like things like that.
Yeah.
That was the only hard thing. It was just more connections thing. I didn't really care if anybody like knew I changed my name.
Right.
But, well, I wanted people to know I changed my name, but
right. No, but I know what you mean. I mean, that's the risk. I mean, it's obviously it's a calculated risk. You know, the new name gives you a fresh start, but at the same time, it is a trade-off because you do run the risk of not burning bridges, but you know, just people who want to maybe book you for a show can't find you. Yeah. So that, but it wasn't that hard a decision. You said.
Not like in a creative standpoint, but more of like a, I guess, promotion standpoint. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, if you guys were to change your name from, like, let's not to forget to, let us not believe. It would just kind of be like, maybe you really want to do it, but then you're like, will anybody know us, you know?
Well, who are some of your influences?
All right, so I have a lot of influences. I don't know if any of them translate to the music, but definitely, like, my top like 4 is like I'll just name like a bunch of artists I like, but like my main influences is like Death Grips, this girl Nicole Dollanganger, who is my favorite artist of all time. I'll get into her later because it's kind of where the name comes from. Ariel Pink, I don't know if you know him, and
I do not.
He's great.
And I don't know. I like also love like this band Daughters, from Providence. They're like a noise rock band.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw them a couple weeks ago, and their performance is like one of my favorite I've ever seen.
You should clarify what that is for people who don't know when you say noise rock.
I don't know how to explain it. They're kind of it came up in like the same time as like Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah.
And like The Locust. So it's like that. They like broke up for 10 years, and they just came out with this album that's like a weird experimental rock record. I don't really know how to explain it. It's a strange one.
Yeah.
And then I like recently I've really gotten into like Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like been a newer big influence on me.
Yeah. She's really big right now.
Oh yeah, she's great.
You guys ever heard that Lou Reed album, Heavy Metal Machine? I think it's called, or maybe it's just called Metal Machine.
I don't think so.
It's like the original noise rock album. It's really, because he was, I guess he was at the end of his, he was at the end of his record contract, if I know the story correctly, with whatever label he was on, and he was really kind of fed up with the label.
Oh yeah.
And so like he had one album that left that he had to release on his deal. So he just made this album that to most people is unlistenable.
Oh yeah,
but you know, diehard Lou Reed fans really love it. But everyone should hear it once.
I was looking into that Lulu album that he did with Metallica. You ever heard that?
You know, I've never actually heard it.
It is
the reviews
atrociously great.
Is it? The reviews when it came out were horrendous. Like nobody had a nice thing to say about it.
Basically, like Black Album era Metallica instrumentals with Lou Reed doing spoken word over it.
Really?
And it's the weirdest thing you'll ever hear.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
There
was what's the guy who played, I think he played Gandalf. Is it not Ian McKellen?
Sir Michael whatever.
He did a Christopher Lee or Christopher Lloyd.
Oh, Christopher Lee. This is familiar.
Christopher.
He did a spoken word metal album when he was like 94.
Yes.
He passed away, I think, recently, but within the last couple of years. But he did release 1 or 2 spoken word albums where he was just speaking over metal songs, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, my dad stumbled across that one day, and we listened to.
Actually, it's a bunch of Judas Priest members.
Is it really?
I believe so, or at least their guitarist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. But it's really cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I got to check that out. So you've got the 2 songs. We're gonna play another one in a little bit. But what's kind of the trajectory like? Are you going to keep putting out singles, or are there plans for an album or an EP, or what does the future hold?
The plan is to have an EP out by at least September, if not by the end of the year. I got 4 or 5 songs written. Those are just the only 2 we've recorded so far, and probably going to record more this week. I'm trying to like shop around to like different labels and see if I want to put it out on like a label or like find a management to help like do PR stuff or just do it solo like I've always done.
Yeah.
But yeah, the goal is to put out an EP unless like I do get signed by some off chance and have to put it out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to put out an EP this year, hopefully by the end of the summer, and then hopefully just be able to like work on an album for like the end of next year.
Okay.
I want to work like a whole year on like an album.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to just have something out just to tour with and stuff.
Sure. So what is your live show like? Like what do you do? Like do you have effects or anything, or do you just kind of?
No, I just kind of go for it. I eventually like I've been designing production for like a stage. Like I just want like an easy rig at some point with like maybe like a couple LED panels and something that you can card on. But no, it's just usually just me. I usually have like a laptop and some samplers or like some turntables, and then I just kind of go for it.
Yeah.
I've broken more bones on stage than anywhere else. So yeah.
Have you really? For real?
Yeah,
You've broken bones on stage?
Yeah, I've broken both my feet, like all my toes and fingers. I tore my ACL on this side, and yeah.
It was pretty buck wild.
Wow.
On the stage.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I guess kind of known for. I don't know. I've toned down before, like recently. Just I mean, I still go hard, but I'm not trying to like. I used to be an idiot. It's like, am I trying to like break my bones? No, like breaking bones is awful. So
well, how? I mean, I get that this happened on stage, but how? Like,
well, my ACL. I was playing on my birthday in like 2015 or 16.
Yeah.
On January 8th, I was playing the show at this weird. It was like an African clothing store.
Yeah.
I was opening for a band called I Set My Friends on Fire.
Yes, I'm familiar with them. Yep.
Yeah, and it was the smallest venue, and I had a DI box that I set up. I don't know if you know what a DI is.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically that.
Yeah.
With my TS cord, and he had an XLR cable, but it was like the soundboard was like from me to that table away.
Okay.
And the XLR cable was really short, so basically it was just hanging. Like it was like making the DI box like hang like probably 2 or 3 inches above the ground.
Yeah.
And I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
So during my first song, I like walked backwards and I slipped on it.
Oh,
and
no.
my whole knee caved in. And I landed on some kid's amp and I guess broke it.
Oh,
and then,
no.
Yeah, that was a bad show. And
During the first song?
Yeah, and there was like a bunch of people there to see me, but then there's also kids there who hated me, who were making fun of me. And I wanted to perform in a chair, but the venue owner called a ambulance, so I had to go out on a stretcher in Cambridge.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and
wow.
While I was sitting in the chair, I was chucking water bottles at these kids who were laughing at me. I sound a lot more angry than I am, but I just get it out on stage, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, all the injuries are probably involuntary, but that one, out of all the other ones, was the one that was probably least gonna happen.
Yeah.
The one you didn't figure.
Yeah.
Right.
And like 3 weeks later, I was walking outside, I slipped on the ice, and my foot was here.
Yeah.
Like my whole leg had collapsed on itself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, wait, I want to go back to the other one because we're not done with that yet. So that
okay.
so like, did you finish that song or what?
I
or was that?
I used to like mix like songs together, so
Yeah.
I believe I was playing an intro, and then I played my first song, and then I started playing the song "Poison" by a artist named GFOTY. It's like a really obscure electronic song.
Okay.
And it happened during that. So it was like I was literally just like telling someone, I'm like, just like pause it. I'm like I literally just broke my knee.
Oh my
And
God.
I like the dudes from Torn to Shreds, which is like a local band.
Yeah.
Brock and Andrew. They got me up and they set me in a chair, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna perform in the chair, and then the venue owner was already on the phone with like the ambulance, so they're on their way. So I was like, oh well, that sucks.
Is there video of any of this? Or,
No,
you know,
surprisingly that one there's not. There's a video of me breaking my hand, but
okay.
Yeah.
So now how'd that happen?
I tried to do a weird backflip, and I landed on myself on my hand at the Met actually while I was opening for It Lives at Breeze. That was another Met show.
Yeah.
But besides that, it's never like.
Wait, hold on. Let's not bury the lead here. So you tried to do a backflip
Yeah.
And you landed on your hand.
Yeah, it was kind of a half flip, I would say.
Okay. Now, had you ever done that before? Or
no.
was this was a spontaneous urge that you had?
I don't know why I tried.
Yeah,
I'm not backflip material.
Well, you were obviously you were in the moment, and you just, you had that.
I was remixing a song called Slipshod by Enter Shikari.
Yeah.
And, and there's a part in that song where it just drops really hard.
Yeah.
I really was trying to do a backflip, and it didn't work out. I just more did a cannonball in my hand.
Oh, my
At least
God.
you committed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I got up like nothing happened. Like, it was like one of those, like, cringy moments where you just really hurt yourself, but you're trying not to look hurt. So
were people fooled, or did people know that you had hurt
everyone
yourself?
was just like gasping. They're like,
You just
there's
walk
a
it off.
video of that, and
There
like
is?
literally there's a bunch of girls in the background like, and it's just like,
So did you know your hand was broken immediately?
Not till after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you in incredible pain, or did the
It just
adrenaline
swelled
kinda...
up. I never feel anything when I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Like, that one, like, both my feet ones weren't from me doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I just rolled my foot on stage while jumping.
Oh, okay.
And it just broke a couple little bones in it. And then
Yeah.
I didn't feel it until, like, afterwards. And the next day I couldn't walk. So I had to go to the emergency
wow.
room. Yeah, so it, like, wasn't, like, I never want to hurt myself on stage.
Right,
Except for
right.
me when I was younger and edgy or whatever.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's got to be some kind of a record for on-stage accidents.
There's some bands that will just go out and I think you showed me a couple groups where people will they'll just climb like big stages. They'll have those big metal rafters with speakers. Hanging.
Definitely Dillinger is like
they're getting
at top of the
insane.
line for doing crazy things.
G.G. Allen.
G.G. Allen.
Oh, yeah. But
he's
but
probably
his
got some-
stuff was intentional.
Yeah. He did all his stuff on purpose.
Yeah.
Not to butt in too much. My father played a show in Asbury Park, New Jersey, when we used to. Well before I was born. He was in a band called Delirium Tremens, and they opened up for G.G. Allen.
Oh, wow.
And I think it was just G.G. Allen at that point. It wasn't the Murder Junkies.
Okay.
But yeah, that they they played the show, and then they ended up the whole crew, G.G. Allen's people, were like, "Hey, could we use your gear just to do a sound check?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure." And my dad was like, "No," because he knew who they were. He's like, "You can't use my gear."
Yeah.
And then they were like climbing all over. His drummer had a huge cage drum set, like 50 cymbals, and they were climbing all over it. And it got like way too insane for a sound check.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, those guys are insane.
That was during sound check?
That was during sound check. Yeah.
Wow.
He got completely naked during the show too, and just went into the crowd and was trying to get people to punch him in the face.
There's a video of that show.
Yeah.
That's like right when he got out of prison.
Oh, really?
It was
Yeah.
like his first show out of prison or something.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys like G.G. Allen? I don't get it.
I like the intensity of it.
Yeah.
I don't listen to it for joyful reasons.
Yeah, no.
I'm glad, I guess, that somebody existed like that in music. I don't really agree with the whole pedophile and like all that stuff. That stuff is disgusting and gross.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, he used to just have songs called like 11-year-old F word.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like not
about
F word, but like a swear.
Right.
And I mean, I've talked to his brother like once or twice, Merle, and he's cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think he meant any of those things. I just think it was literally performance art. Because everybody I've talked to who knew him outside of being G.G. Allen on stage was like, yeah, he was just a chill dude. He was a drug addict, but whatever.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. Actually, he sat down. Before the show, he actually got about 10 minutes or so to talk to G.G. Allen, just one-on-one.
Yeah.
He got to have a conversation. He said the guy was really smart. He was really, really nice. He just looked insane.
Yeah.
And he had scars all over his face. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's the self mutilation and all that. It's just not my bag.
No.
There's a band that's actually amazing called Duran Gray, and their singer cuts himself all the time.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they're a Japanese band, but they're really great, like music wise. But yeah, I mean, if like what Greg from Dillinger always said, if you do anything intentional, it kind of comes off as like cringy.
Yeah. Right.
So if you like actually are going on stage trying to cut yourself, like that's weird.
Yeah. I know if Scrimmy is still listening, I know he was a big G.G. Allen fan, or at least he used to be. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, I just never got it.
Yeah, his name is I don't know if you knew this or not. His birth name is Jesus Christ Allen.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading that somewhere. Yeah.
No, I went to the town he was born in to play a show once.
Is that Lancaster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He I actually like some of his early music. It just sounds kind of like Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
But then his older stuff, he just started doing this. He made Lemmy sound like a crystal clean singer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like a well-adjusted individual.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that music video where he's on Main Street here in Manchester getting kicked out of a record store?
I've never seen that.
It's like on this street.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's getting kicked out of the store, and he's saying, like, go home, you're nothing. And then G.G. Allen's like, you don't know that, man. And then it goes to, like, this, like, Iggy Pop style rock song. It's actually a good song. Like,
wow.
Some of his older material is really good.
Oh, that's cool. Huh. So where should people, we're going to play another track here in a minute, but where should people go online, and what should they know about, how to find you, your music and everything, and or how to get in touch with you to book something?
Well, my email is the same as like when I was Shane Slaughter. It's shaneslaughtertv@gmail.com. On Facebook, it's ChokingGamesNH. So it's facebook.com/ChokingGamesNH, all one word. And then on Instagram, it's ChokingGamesNH also. It's if you're looking it up just solely, it's Choking Games, but there's no space in between, so it's all one word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and how many shows do you have booked right now?
Right now, I have this one Saturday. I have a show in November that I can't talk about. It's a music festival.
Yeah.
And it's going to be sick. There's like a really big headliner. And then besides that, I'm in talks with the Middle East in Boston about doing a couple different things. But I'm not trying to play too many shows because I want to make like every show special. I kind of made that mistake when I was doing Shane Slaughter. I just played Boston like 400 times.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was I talking about? It was with the guys who were here. Do you guys know Dead Harrison?
The name sounds familiar.
They were here yesterday. They're actually celebrating their 10-year anniversary.
Are they a jam band?
No, they're kind of like a doom rock, doom metal. Yeah. The singer kind of sounds like Glenn Danzig.
Oh, really?
But yeah, they're really good. But yeah, they were kind of talking about that, like the dangers of oversaturating.
Well, yeah, I feel that way. There's actually a friend of mine who books shows, and I love him to death. But every show has this. Every like national show at least has the same 3 openers. And I'm not gonna name names or anything because I don't have a problem with the bands, but it's just like he kind of complains about like why the attendance is going down. It's like, well, if you can see your friend's band 4 times in 1 month,
right?
You're not gonna care about one certain show. You know?
He's a promoter.
Yeah.
It's not Bernie, is it?
No.
Okay.
I booked him. I booked him for the first time actually, like a couple months ago. Bernie.
Oh yeah,
at, the Whiskey Barrel or whatever it's called now.
Bernie's cool. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Granite State Music Hall.
Granite State Music Hall. I was thinking concert hall for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it used to be his company used to be New England, like way back, like New England Concert.
Yeah, was that when he was he booking at Rocco's or was it a different one?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Because because prior to that he worked for somebody else.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
Rocco's is like where I started basically getting.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh no kidding.
Yeah, like that was like I went to do a couple shows before that. Like I went and saw Disturbed was my first show when I was like 7 years old.
Oh no kidding! Wow.
Yeah, but like my first like underground show as I saw Mirror at Rocco's when there was no stage. And, yeah, it was really intense.
Wow.
And it was
sick. Wow.
I was like 10 years old. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now so when you started at Rocco's, what year would that have been?
I would have been like 9 or 10. So I'm 21 now. So it would have been like 2008 or 2007.
Wow. No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad let me go to shows and I was way too young to go to shows.
No, I was just wondering because at that time, because I've been in a bunch of bands that used to play Rocco's. Like I played there with First Shove, and might have only I think I played there with My Life Crisis, but that would have been before then. So I guess First Shove would have been around that time.
Yeah.
But wow, Rocco's. Yeah, I remember the mirrors. It was kind of weird. Like for a while, they had those mirrors along the wall.
I went to a hardcore show. I saw Full Blown Chaos there, and they broke like 4 of the mirrors.
Oh my God! Really?
At that one show, yeah, it was ridiculously insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. How'd they break them?
Just punching them.
Punch it? Really?
Yeah. Well,
oh my
it was like a traditional hardcore show where the pit's at the front, and then the kids like get on stage and then jump to the side. Oh, jeez. So like they were just kicking them basically. And
oh wow!
Broke, like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
I'm surprised that didn't happen more. Actually.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of hardcore shows there.
Yeah, like honestly, whatever people have like for opinions about Rocco's, like I know that there's a lot of shady things that went on with like I guess the promoters there, and I don't want to get into like the rumors or whatever because like I guess there's a lot of money embezzling and stuff like that. But I mean, I honestly had like some of my favorite show experiences at Rocco's just because of like the intimacy and like where it was. It was really cool. I mean, I saw DRI there, which was ridiculous. I saw Overkill there.
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh, wow.
Like, why would Overkill play there? But they did, and I was sick. And then I saw a bunch of, like, when, like, this MySpace scene thing was going on, I saw, like, Sleeping with Sirens there, like, on their first tour ever.
Wow.
And it was also Black Veil Bride's first tour ever, and they just got stuff thrown at them. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, which is too bad. I really like them. Yeah, shady promoters. Like, you know, I'll go ahead and I'll say this name. I don't care. And if you don't want to comment, I completely respect that.
I know you're going to say, I think, at least.
Do you?
Yeah.
Dave Southworth?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know him personally, but I just heard about the things that he did. And he tried to come back and do a reunion show at Rocco's.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they canceled it like a day before the show.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they did a show at Bungalow with all those bands just to make up for it.
Yeah.
Like the Bungalow guys didn't want him there. And,
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, the only thing I know that he did do is he had like 4 Warped Tour slots, and he only had 4 of them, and he sold like 10 of them for $1,000 each.
Yeah.
And then took off. Yeah, which is terrible. So I mean, like you deserve to have your name said for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He messed with me and someone that I work with. Who
he's in like Kansas City now, so
who he owes money to. Oh, is he? Is that where he is? Because I remember hearing Utah at one point because I know he's Mormon and he went to Utah.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, he owes a lot of people money, so I have no compunction about. Like I can prove it. Like he I was trying to get some money from him for someone that I work with who he had screwed over in the scene, and he would say, okay, meet me here at this time and I'll give you the money, and then of course he wouldn't show up.
Yeah, which is risky to do because like they know where you're gonna be. You're gonna be at your venue when shows are going on. So
right,
I rather just like not have to like think about that, you know.
Yeah. Well, when he screwed with me, it was like he was already on it. For all I know, he had already left the state and just was pretending he was still here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he's telling me, "Oh yeah, I'll be there," and then he'd have an excuse why he wasn't there, and then I find out he's in Utah. And it's like, oh, so he probably was already in Utah when he's telling me, oh, yeah, just meet me here and I'll give you the money. And then you can give it to, I don't know if you guys know the rapper General Money. He doesn't really do much now. He's sort of retired from the scene, but that's who Dave owed the money to that I tried to retrieve because I had more of a relationship with Dave than General Money did.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'll try to get the money from him for you.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can remember is that I helped book this kid Sam Bauer's band there.
Yeah.
And they got tickets, sold a bunch of them. He told them to bring the ticket money like a week before the show.
Really?
So he brought all the ticket money, then they canceled the show.
Oh.
So all those people bought tickets, and there's no refunds. So that's the only thing I know besides the Warped Tour thing, at least.
I mean, it's like any promoter scam you can think of. Yeah. Like he did it at one point, to somebody, and that's why I have no.
It's a shame.
It really is.
That venue was sick. So
I know, yeah.
It's cruddy for the lack of a better word.
Oh yeah,
or a worse word. If
yeah,
you can say it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Richie Downs from NH Booking, because he's still keeping, he's got the bungalow going, and I think they're moving to Jewel now or something. So.
Yeah, that's a name I hear a lot, Richie Downs. And he has a great reputation.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah. And actually, isn't NH Booking, isn't that who Bernie used to work for before he went off on his own?
I don't know that. I believe he worked for New England Concerts. I think it was.
Oh, different. You're right. Yeah. NH Booking's a different thing.
Yeah.
But so I used to know, I don't mean to get so into the weeds with it. It's just all kind of coming back to me when I was really active in the scene. But I'm trying to think of who I knew who was NH Booking, other than, because I don't know Richie Downs personally. I just hear his name a lot. But there's somebody else who was connected to NH Booking, who maybe still is, who I used to deal with a lot. But now I can't remember his name, so I guess it doesn't matter.
I believe there's a guy who works with them called TJ, but I don't exactly know.
Was there a guy named Howie in the mix at one point?
I wouldn't know that one.
Yeah, that might be before your. I hate to say it this way, but it might be before your time.
I don't know, man. I was going to all the NH shows when I was really young.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I remember all this stuff. You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
All right, so we will. We're past the top of the hour, so we'll go ahead and play something else. So we're going to play this track by Proxy. And anything you want to tell us about this before we hear it?
This is a very, I guess, politically charged song. I don't really like discussing politics with people who don't know a lot about politics, so it's just kind of, it's a song saying all the things I wanted to say. I'm not saying you, I'm just talking about people who I'll see with shirts that say build the wall or whatever. It's
right.
And I don't mind having conversations with people like that. I'm fully okay with disagreeing with people.
Yeah, of course.
You just can't argue with those people, I guess. And it's hard to, I mean, not argue, but you just can't have a legitimate conversation with those people. So this is kind of all the things I wanted to say in one song about every political thing I guess I'm pissed off about.
Right, yeah. Cool. All right, well, let's take a listen to this. So this is by Proxy from ChokingGames. And Shane is here with us, as well as Liam from Let Us Not Forget. And so you helped record this, correct?
Yep. We did this one only a couple days ago.
So this is also very
Sunday,
new.
yeah, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Sunday.
No, Monday, yeah.
Yeah, it was actually Monday, so it was 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. So this is really new, and another world radio premiere.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even out yet. So.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah. Okay, great. Liam just in the Facebook live chat, he just put, "Hey guys, I got locked out." But you texted him the code?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Don't. Yeah, just don't say it on the air. But
if you're listening, Liam, I sent you the code, so get back in.
Yeah. Hopefully, here I'm going to reply to him too in this and just say, "Did you get the text?"
Yeah.
Did you get the text from Shane?
Oops.
Yeah, we didn't. You went to go put money in the meter, and we didn't.
I was able to walk right in, so that's weird.
Well, no, that the door locks at 5.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so that's why it didn't even occur to me.
Yeah.
So
sorry, Liam.
Hopefully he sees your text. Does it show on your phone if he read it?
I don't think he's read it yet.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll check.
Yeah. Poor Liam. Okay.
Sorry, Liam.
Scrolling down.
Did you get my message? Okay.
Oh, there we go. Good. Okay.
He was saying that like he was like, "Oh no."
Yeah. The door locks at 5, and like it's funny because like right before I saw that you put that in the Facebook live chat, I was saying to Shane, I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna need the code to get back in." Yeah.
I remembered from the last time I walked up to the door and I grabbed it and I was like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
Everything's good though.
Yeah, everything's good. All right. Of course, we're here with Shane talking about his project, ChokingGames, and Liam also is involved in the recording of that. Liam was on recently with us from Let Us Not Forget. Shane, you wanted to talk about where the name comes from, ChokingGames.
Yeah, because eventually somebody's going to accuse me of stealing it at some point. It's from a song by probably my favorite artist of all time. Her name is Nicole Dollanganger. I'm going to be fortunate enough to see her in a couple weeks, and she's really the reason why I'm still making music. Yeah, I love her to death. She's great. And she has a song called ChokingGames, and when I researched it, I've defined out what that meant. It was about basically kids choking each other as a game, I guess. And I was reading an article about how none of the kids were actually doing it until the news started spreading word about it.
Okay.
So it was kind of like with the Tide Pod thing. Before the Tide Pod challenge, no kids were actually like biting into the Tide Pods.
Right.
So it's basically like some things are better left to not be put out there, or kids will start doing it as rebellious.
Right. Right.
As rebellion. And it also has like a second meaning as like the government like owning you and choking you. It's like a choking game.
Yes.
Basically.
Absolutely. I like that. Not that the government does that. I just mean I like the concept. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the government, it's kind of like with me, it's kind of like a push and pull thing, I guess.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, these themes show up a lot in your lyrics, right? About, the politically and as far as the government and...
The rest of the songs in the EP, not as much. But yeah, definitely the first 2 songs definitely have a lot to do with it. I got really inspired by I don't know if I can say their name on air. Can you say PU .y?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not on on FM terrestrial radio and drive time, but I know who you mean.
So that band,
yeah, P Riot. If you say P Riot, people know who you mean.
Yeah. I got really into like their music. I guess I'm more into their message than their music. And
they're the band that got locked up in Russia.
Yeah, in Russia, and I definitely got a lot of inspiration for these first 2 songs from them.
Okay.
Yeah. I like some of their music. Some of the other stuff isn't that good, but I like their all around message is pretty great.
Yeah. And you had mentioned too during the break about a post that you had put up because you have a lot of friends in Boston in the scene, I guess, in the LGBTQ community and so forth.
Yeah, I guess I just know a lot of people, just in general, who are a part of the LGBT or actually lesbian or gay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I know a lot of them from Boston. I haven't talked to like a lot of them in a couple months, and I really need to get back in contact. But I did a show in Boston in, I believe, January, on January 30th, I think it was, at the Middle East Upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just all people who were involved in the LGBTQ community,
Yeah.
whether it was a trans people or their orientation was one of those things. Like I had Queen Doll play, who is a makeup artist who does stuff with Rico Nasty, and she plays and she has like 13 dancers, and there's just like a booty shaking extravaganza. It's pretty great. No, but like I did a show with all of them, and it was amazing. And that community is really awesome. And if I ever do another show like that, I want to set it up like not at like such a commercial venue, and hopefully just take like most of the proceeds, if not all of them, at least pay off the venue, maybe pay a little bit to the artist, and take most of the proceeds and put it into some sort of LGBTQ charity.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about that before. I was supposed to do a show with a band called Degrader from Boston.
I feel like I've heard of them.
They're on Stasic Records. It didn't end up happening just because of conflicts with their manager, but it's no big deal. But we were going to have a show where I believe like half the proceeds were going to go to, is it the Trevor Project? Is that the one with...
I don't know.
I believe it's for trans rights or something like that.
Okay.
So I definitely want to do something like that in the future.
Yeah. Is that something that you've always cared about?
I guess I just care about human rights in general.
Yeah.
And I believe like down here and like more south, it's very liberal, I guess, and not as much hating on gay people and stuff. But I still see...
You mean in this part of the state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially like from Manchester to Nashua.
Yeah.
But I mean, even where I am, I still see like the bumper stickers, like the homophobic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a real shame.
Yeah, up north.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We were driving back from through Lebanon one time, and it was just... There's a car, and the things... It was like Westboro Baptist Church bad.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, it's a real shame, and I don't think anybody should be hated for that.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Kyle Heavey joins us. Kyle from Off the Mark Sports.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Nice
I've listened to as much of the show as I can without,
no problem.
So it's
Thank
a
you.
good job up here. You know,
Thank you.
You guys have definitely made Matt's show interesting, and it's always nice to have other guests.
Yes.
and that come in and be able to tell us all sorts of different things.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you see Confederate flags up there in the North Country?
Yeah.
yeah. How
Do
far
you
up are
really?
you guys again?
About an hour and a half
Yeah,
north,
we,
right around the lakes region.
Yeah.
So like
I,
Moultonboro or what area?
Not that far.
I say I'm based in Plymouth, but I live in a town called Bridgewater right next to it. It's in between Ashland and Plymouth.
Gotcha.
Plymouth is like 3 seconds from me, though. So.
Yeah.
I'm in Alexandria.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Your police chief's amazing. I enjoy hanging out with him as much as I can. I work for WMUR as well as work here, so that's why I've gotten to know him very well, and it's he gives us the insight on anything interesting that's going on. Last time I was up there was a tree that somehow had come apart from atop the cliffs there on Newfound Lake.
Oh,
and
really?
It went down the cliffside, hit a car, and knocked it into the water.
Oh, I didn't hear about
Jeez.
that.
Yeah, this was last summer, I want to say, and it was an interesting day because we were covering something else that day, and all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, there's a car that's just in Newfound Lake."
Yeah.
He's from New Zealand?
He's from
Yeah.
New Zealand.
Really?
Yes, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but
His name is Dave.
that's all I can think of is Dave too. But it's definitely I love his accent.
Yeah.
It's so great to listen to.
At first, I thought you were talking about the police chief that got fired for embezzling money.
No, I think so
wasn't-
far. I mean, he might have money in private stock in New Zealand,
That
for all I
was
know.
not-
but-
No, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
No, there's a dude in Bristol who got caught. Like, what did he get charged with? Sexual assault and then
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
embezzling
I don't
money.
want to. I don't want to speak out of line on it because I can't remember exactly.
No,
Smart
I know.
move right there. That's a
Yeah.
very smart move.
Yes.
I'll speak out of
And he's
line.
former
I know he's out.
Protecting and serving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for venues up there, I mean, college is out of session, so there's nothing really going on there.
Yeah.
I can't get booked at the college. I don't know why.
That's why I'm trying to think of any place in
There's
Laconia.
Flying Monkey.
Flying Monkey, that's the other place. And
there's
then Lucky Dog?
the Lucky Dog. There's the Granite State Music Hall.
Like
Granite State.
what used to be the Whiskey Barrel. It still says Whiskey Barrel outside.
Okay, that's why you're throwing me off. I'm like, what is this place? But yes, the Whiskey Barrel, I definitely know.
Yeah, that's the only place I've played up there. And
then besides that, just like little like bars.
Yeah.
And stuff. Oh, there's thousands of those little places.
Flying Monkey's sick. I wish that they had more actual shows. Not plays.
It's a nice room.
It's a different kind of an atmosphere as far as you go there and you sit down. You can have dinner and sit and eat dinner while you're watching. Zappa plays Zappa, which is the last show that I went to there.
I don't know what this means. Christopher Levesque in the Facebook live chat says Dave Suckling.
Yes, that's the police chief. Thank you very much for the Dave Suckling. That's correct.
How'd you like to have a last name like Suckling?
Well, you're from New Zealand. They got a lot of weird names.
I bet they
there.
do.
I
yes.
mean, I unfortunately didn't make it over to New Zealand when I was in Australia, so I
guess
was
it could be
closer
worse
than all of us.
It could be worse, like Dave Sucking or something, but Suckling is
Suckling. Yes,
it's too easy to get to. I shouldn't be making fun of people's names. That's terribly lowbrow of me. I feel bad now.
It's the humidity. It's going to
It
your head.
is. It is the humidity.
It's warm in here. It's all good.
You weren't making fun of his name. You just said it's an unfortunate last name.
Yeah.
Right.
I used to get called Shane Cornrows, so I mean it works out.
I'm heavy all the time.
Yeah.
I'm straight heavy.
People pronounce it heavy?
Oh yeah, I've been heavy most of my life. That's why I'm trying to stay skinny for a little bit.
Everybody says my name's Sean. So.
Oh really?
Sean, yeah. Like every time I'm in school and they're like calling my name.
Sean. Oh no kidding.
I never got any weird names. Well, I've had people try to pronounce my last name because it's spelled with 20 letters that shouldn't be in there. It's Lynch, but it's Lingschch.
Yeah, people are thrown by the spelling. Yeah.
Because it's a Germanic spelling.
Oh, Christopher Levesque says, "Hi guys, by the way, LOL."
What's going on, man?
What's going on?
I know. Chris. My name I'm
aware of him.
My nickname in high school was Canarton. Because on the first day of school, like all the teachers, they would try to pronounce my last name, and they'd be like, Matthew Canarton? And then it just sort of became my nickname. Like, that's what a lot of people, like all my friends would call me Canarton.
Yeah. Well, isn't Connor usually spelled with an O instead of an A?
Connor.
Yeah. So my name is Connarton, and the reason I could never understand though why they had so much trouble with it, because usually when you have a consonant that ends in when you have a syllable that ends in two consonants, as my name does, Conn, that's where the emphasis would fall, and yet the teachers just couldn't seem to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Matt Connerston Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, this is Sam. I actually got a minute to call. I just wanted to let Shane know that I think he's doing great. And
are you still there?
You doing?
Hello?
Oh, there you go. It sounded like the call dropped. We heard you say you wanted to tell Shane you think he's doing great?
Yeah, I think he's doing awesome, and I'm glad he wants to put an album out.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Very nice. Very nice.
Definitely. I appreciate it a lot, Sam.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, you too. I'll see you on Saturday at the show.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. See you then.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Very nice. Getting some love.
She's very sweet.
Oh, she sounds it. Yeah.
Well, you think she'll be there on Saturday then? Huh?
Yeah. She's coming from. She's my friend. She's in Maine.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She's traveling like 2 hours. I'm like, you don't have to, and she's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, if you really want to come all the way from Maine, you can. But
yeah,
I think my friend Hannah's coming from Maine too. So
now, how many songs will you be performing? What's your set like?
I'm doing 4 songs and 1 cover.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Is that why you're surprised she's coming from Maine? Because you're only playing.
I mean,
short set?
Regardless, my set could only be at max 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because there's like 7 bands playing. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. What's the cover you're playing, or would you rather keep it a surprise?
Oh, no, I don't care. I'm playing a song by Death Grips. It's called Deep Web.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an older song of theirs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Death Grips, but...
No.
They are, they're a really big, like, experimental hip-hop group.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh.
Yeah, all their...
Fun.
Yeah. They never do interviews. Like, they're really weird.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they from? Do you know?
They're from Stockton or something, California.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, very
right
nice.
next door.
Yeah.
Right next door.
Well, if they're coming all this way to play, I guess Sam can, come all from, Maine.
Oh, no, they're not playing. I'm just doing a cover with them.
Oh, that's right. You're just doing I'm getting it all mixed up because it was like...
No. That's like my dream band to open up for, though.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that's right. They wouldn't be there because that doesn't start with a T.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want to call them the Teth Grips.
Right. Yeah.
I actually got an opportunity to open for them, like 2 years ago at Rock and Shock in Worcester.
Oh, really?
Palladium.
Oh.
Yeah, and my dad was in the hospital during that time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my dad had like blood clots, and he has a lot of health problems. So,
wow.
Yeah, I had to stay there with him, so I couldn't play with Death Grips, which really sucked because that's like my favorite band of all time.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And like, yeah, they're a big band. Like, I think like 2,000 people were there that night. So
yeah. Is your dad better now?
Yeah, he's actually. It's been since 2017. He's finally going to be able to go back to work.
Oh,
so,
good for him.
Yeah, he has an autoimmune disease.
Okay.
He was on chemotherapy for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but he's doing better. So
Good. Yeah. No, that's good to hear.
Yeah. But, I mean, the Death Grip show worked out because the next day I opened up for Andrew WK.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. What was his
Get
song?
the party started.
Something about party. Is that what it was
All
called?
the songs
Every
started
single
yeah.
one of them.
Party.
Yeah.
Party this,
Party hard.
that.
But he had that one big hit.
Party hard.
Party hard, yeah.
And then he's got It's Time to Party.
Get the party started.
Party Till You Puke. Big Party.
He did
Party,
it.
party, party.
He had a great. It was so great. And then when he did his last song of the night.
Yeah, he was there.
And I was there supporting Shane. But he did his last song of the night, and he's like, the music was going, they were holding out chords and ringing the cymbals out, and then they were like, all right. He's like, everybody, I want you to count down with me. We're going to get this party started. And then he counted from 99 all the way down. Just 99. 98, and when it was like 6 minutes of counting.
Oh, really?
Until
Yeah,
they
he
got it, and
counted
then they
all of
started
it.
the song.
Oh, wow.
I think he started at 93, though.
Oh, yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a random. Yeah,
Oh, that's
it wasn't
funny.
99. It was
Yeah,
like
93,
94.
92,
Yeah.
91, 90.
It was really funny. I thought it was going to be over and a joke after he said like 90.
Yeah,
Went all
right.
the way through all the 70s and 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Wow.
He shut down the a Warped Tour I was at one time, and it was just so much fun watching the Circle Pit and just him.
I got to meet him.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, I'm hopefully gonna go see him next month. But yeah, when
Are you playing with him, or are you just gonna go and see him?
No, I'm just gonna go see him. He's playing Impact Festival in Maine. I'm supposed to open for him again at some point. But no, he's a great guy. He said some really inspirational stuff to me, which is cool because I used to listen to him when I was a kid. But we got a picture together.
I've read interviews with him where he's just a really positive guy.
He's
like a humanitarian as well. Like,
Yeah.
he does a lot of things for good
he doesn't
causes.
drink or anything, which is
What?
weird because he's the party god.
Yeah, I think he's
straight edge.
Straight edge,
Yeah.
sober.
Yeah,
But he's the party god.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah. No, when I
Here I
met
am
him,
drinking water, thinking
no, when I met him,
wish it was something else.
Right.
I want to keep this energy going.
when I met him, I was just going to up to the office to like they were like paying me or something in the green room, and I walked through the green room, and he like kind of like tapped my hand, and he's like, "Hey, are you Shane?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "That was insane what you did." And he's like, "You really got the party started," and it's just like, "Oh." Dude. He was eating a fudgesicle, and then we took a picture together. He was cool.
Does he still do the white shirt?
Yeah.
White shirt and white pants.
Yeah.
still
It
does
was,
that,
it
huh?
was more of a beige shirt by the time his show was
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's so
Yeah.
sweaty.
I can imagine. Wow. Oh, hello to Wayne Noel, who joins us in the Facebook live chat.
What up, Wayne?
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was asking you guys before. You see Confederate flags up there?
Yeah.
Not as often as a couple years ago when
Really?
they were trying to say like, I feel like probably like around like 2013 or 14, they were like
okay.
trying to ban the Confederate flags from being up anywhere.
Yeah.
And then like people just, I don't think that most of those people do it because they actually support the Confederacy. They just do it to like try to like piss people off or something.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of them coming out then.
It's actually, sorry not to interrupt. It's actually really funny that people support, or not support, but people fly that flag up here because this would have been the Union.
I know.
And
Isn't
it
it
makes
weird?
no sense.
No one's flying Union flags.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't even
It's
know
such
what
a
the
weird
Union,
thing.
Union flag. What is it? It's
I
like
have no idea
White
either.
and
blue
blue with blue stars, right?
I think
so.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's just so weird to me when people do that up here. It's like, I mean, yeah, we can talk about what it means to people in the South. And, there's always the people who say, well, it's about Southern heritage. And it's like, okay, if you say so. But then when people do it up here, it's like, wow, dude, like, what are you?
We beat them.
But it's, but it's also like, I just want to say to those people, like, what is it that you're trying to project?
Yeah.
Because I know when I see that, what I think it is that you're trying to project. Is that really what you're trying to project?
Yeah.
And are you okay with people thinking that's what you're trying to project? Because
no,
I know what it means to me. You know what I mean?
I saw one of those straight pride parades that they were doing.
Oh, God.
And there was a guy holding an American flag and doing the, I don't know what you call it, but the Heil Hitler or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, that's the most ironic thing I've ever heard, seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't get why people are doing the Confederate. Like, I get why they're doing it, because there's a couple people that I see. I'm not gonna say where I see them, but they wear like the "Make America Great Again" hats and stuff, and I don't think that they actually support any of that stuff. Like, especially with the shirts, I think that they're just doing it because they think that people are soft and that it'll offend them. I don't think like I think there are people who are actually like that, but most of them I don't think, like, especially in my area, are doing it like unironically.
Right.
I think they're doing it in an ironic way to make people angry in some sort of way. But it doesn't make you angry, it just makes you look like an idiot.
You go to a country music festival and you're going to see a lot of those. Or go see Leonard Skinner. You know,
Ted Nugent.
There's a lot of different groups that do, have a lot of Confederate flags in the crowd. But still, I mean, for what Matt's saying, like, why would you have it? You're in New Hampshire. You're not in the South. I understand you like your guns and you like to, maybe listen to country music and drink your Budweiser. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know what you guys think of when you see it.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, I've been to more metal and, like, hardcore and rap shows than, like, I can name. And the show I saw, like, one of the worst fights at was a country show.
Whoa!
When I used to work at it. Yeah, I used to work at Meadowbrook as a stagehand, and I remember walking into Florida Georgia Line one day, and I was like, because you have to, like, sign in where, like, past the bathrooms. And I was, like, walking up to the bathroom, like, oh, there's a big line for the bathrooms. And then I looked into the crowd, and it was just, like, 100 just rednecks fighting each other. I was
really?
Just like, wow. Let me sneak around this.
I wonder what they were fighting over. Somebody maybe stole somebody's chaw or something,
or touched the girl's shoulder. I don't know.
I worked at Meadowbrook for a short time doing parking, a few years ago, and I only worked 4 shows because after that, I live about 40 minutes away from Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
So after that, my car broke down, and then I wasn't able to get there anymore, so I had to quit, which sucked because that was a cool job.
Yeah.
Even just working parking, it was so cool.
Did you get to go? Did you get to go to those 4 shows? Did you get to go in after?
Yeah. You get to. When I worked there, I was able to get 2 hours of paid break.
Oh wow!
So in between, after all the cars are parked in your section, you can, as long as you take off you change out of your Meadowbrook shirt, you can go in and watch the show.
Yeah,
that's how it was a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
but I worked. The last show I worked was Leonard Skinner. And
speaking of that,
and
sounds like a bad time.
I was seeing Confederate flags in my dreams that night. When I went to sleep, it was just flag.
The
every
one
single car.
Cool story I have about Meadowbrook is I got to see Chris Stapleton there.
Oh,
they always had you show up at like 10 o'clock, but they never got done till like 11:30. So like most of the time it'd be like Luke Bryan, and I would just like sit there and with Ian Davis and just not do anything for an hour and a half. But for that show, I showed up at like when his set started at 9, just watched all 2.5 hours from side stage, and then I purposely stood where I knew he was gonna walk, and then he came out and he was like saying like thank you to all like the local crew, and I was like, hey, my name's Shane, I really love your music, and then he's like he put his hand on my shoulder, he's like, appreciate you, buddy. So that was like the only cool experience at that job. All the other shows were pretty miserable though.
Who was that? I missed who you said that was.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh, it was Chris Stapleton. Yeah, he's great. His voice is cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, whether it be the song with even Justin Timberlake or just listen to that.
I don't think I've ever heard that, but
they did a live performance. I don't know if is there a recording of that one?
Yeah,
I know there's a live
I think it's on Justin Timberlake's album itself, so that's why I don't have either one of them. But whenever I hear it, it's just like, ooh, this is actually a really good song.
Yeah,
nice.
So we'll play it after the show, unless for some reason how Matt has it somehow on his computer, but I don't think he does. So we'll play it after the show
for sure.
What song was that?
It's Chris Stapleton and Justin Timberlake together. It's
that's weird, but
it's cool. But they're both from Tennessee, and
I'm sure I can find it.
Yeah, that's why it's just
one of them sounds like they're actually from Tennessee, though. The other one doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound so much like it.
No, but I would just.
But Paramore's from Tennessee, and they don't really.
Yeah,
really,
that's
so
true.
I didn't know that.
See, I'm filling your head with information today. The useless information of the world.
Yeah, I found the song. We can play it at the end of the show. We'll use that to wrap up. Yeah,
no,
it's a good idea.
The rest of the shows when I worked at Meadowbrook, what's called Bank and Hampshire Pavilion now, where they were insane because I had to help set up all the stage stuff.
Oof.
So they would take me and then like 3 other bigger dudes, and then they'd be like, all right, you're doing risers and you're doing like the walkways that go out from the stage, and those are the worst things to set up. And I mean, like the worst show is definitely Luke Bryan, not because of him, just he had like an elevator that needed to be set up, and it was it was like a 20-foot stage riser, and they were having people like get on ladders and tossing up stage risers to them that are 300 pounds and trying to like slide them on top.
By yourself, or were you at least?
I wasn't up on the ladder, no way.
Okay,
but they were like having people do that.
Whew. No offense to anybody who likes his music. As far as Luke Bryan, I don't.
Shake
you
it
can
for
like
me,
my mom
does. Like what you
Shake
like
it for me, girl.
That was one thing I remember. The year that I worked at at Meadowbrook, they had booked out Mayhem Fest, and it was going to be King Diamond and Whitechapel and a bunch of really heavy bands.
Slayer was playing that.
Slayer,
yeah.
And they ended up canceling the date to put a 4th Luke Bryan show in a row on for that day.
Yeah,
a fourth one in a row.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, 4 days straight of just too much Luke Bryan.
No kidding.
That's way too much shaking.
I ended up having to quit. Unfortunately, before that,
because of that.
Also, fortunately, I didn't have to work for a Luke Bryan.
I guess the timing wasn't so bad, at least. Yeah.
No, the worst shows was definitely like Luke Bryan. Zach Brown Band was my first one, and I was like, "Is every show going to be like this?" Because it's hell. Because it was a lot of gear.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah. And then
they have like 14 members too.
Yeah,
they're like Slipknot.
They had like
not heavy.
That's true.
Not heavy.
Oh,
they can play Metallica though.
Bryan Adams was terrible too because he had 3-inch stage risers that he put on the whole stage.
Oh, really?
What's the point?
Right.
Bring his first real 6-string.
Is he a short guy?
He is kind of short, right? So maybe it was to make him taller.
I guess.
Yeah.
No, but then the only other show I could think of that really sucked on that job is we were loading in for Steve Miller Band.
Yeah.
And I was 18 at the time, I think, or 19, so I was kind of still stupid. And they told me to tie up their banner. And instead of doing it in like shoelaces, I just tied it in knots.
Yeah.
So everybody called me Knots from there because they were like, all right, you need to undo all of these.
Oh, no.
And retie them. And I was literally like ripping out my fingernails just trying to get them done.
Oh,
and this old guy just comes over, who I worked with, and just started cutting all of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just tied up the banner. And he's like, you're not coming back tonight, right? I'm like, no. And he's like, all right, they won't know. I'm just like, cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. Jeez. And where should people go online?
To find me, it's ChokingGames. It's all one word. It's facebook.com/ChokingGamesNH and then Instagram.com/ChokingGamesNH. I just put out a stream video for my song Worthless. It's on YouTube, and it'll be on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music and all that stuff this weekend.
All right. Excellent. And thank you for coming in. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. It means a lot.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.